In 2024, over 3,000 Australian construction companies collapsed, leaving thousands of families with half-finished homes and hundreds of thousands in losses. But here's what's shocking. The industry claims builders are making barely 5% profit margins. So why are so many Australians paying massive bills while builders go bankrupt? Today, we're exposing the truth about Australian construction pricing in 2025. No conspiracy theories. Just verified facts from industry reports, tribunal cases, and real homeowners who've learned these lessons the hard way. Let's start with the numbers that actually matter. According to ASIC data, 2,977 construction companies went into insolvency in the 2024 financial year alone. That's almost double the 10-year average. Major names like Porter Davis Homes, ProBuild, and Roberts Co. have collapsed, leaving families stranded. Industry reports from Master Builders Australia and Access Group confirm the average builder profit margin is just 5 to 6%. Some builders are operating at 3%. Yet Australian homeowners are still paying premium prices and losing massive amounts when builders fail. So, what's really going on? The answer isn't a simple conspiracy, it's a system under extreme pressure, and homeowners are getting crushed in the middle. Core logic data charts, material price trends, construction site footage. According to CoreLogic's 2025 construction cost analysis, building costs in Australia have increased by 27.6% since the start of the pandemic. In some cases, costs are up 40%. This isn't price gouging, it's documented inflation affecting the entire supply chain. Here's what's actually driving costs in 2025: labour shortages. Construction skills. Queensland forecasts an average shortfall of 18,200 workers over the next 8 years. When demand exceeds supply, wages rise. The wage price index for construction grew 3.5% in March 2025 alone. Material cost escalation. The Altus Group reports that concrete, plasterboard, and bricks continue climbing despite global prices easing. Electrical and plumbing fixtures are up significantly. Some materials dropped. Concrete blocks fell 15% in late 2024, but others like PEX plumbing fittings rose 5%. Fixed price contract trap. This is where many builders get destroyed. They sign a contract at today's price, but the project takes 12 to 18 months. If material costs jump 10% halfway through, the builder eats that loss. This is why 3,000 companies collapsed. They couldn't absorb the cost blowout. But here's the critical part most homeowners miss. Not all builders are created equal, and some pricing practices should absolutely raise red flags. According to tribunal data from NCAT, VCAT, and QCAT, thousands of building disputes are filed every year. Here are the most common issues documented in 2024-2025. Number 5. Vague preliminary costs. Legitimate preliminary costs include site setup, engineering, permits, and project management. Industry standards say this should be 3 to 5% of total cost. If a builder quotes 15 to 20% without detailed breakdown, ask why. Number 4. Excessive margin on materials. Here's what's fair. A builder should charge 10 to 20% above trade cost for procurement and delivery coordination. Anything beyond 25% requires explanation. You can verify material costs at Bunnings, Reece Plumbing, or Bowens for comparison. Number 3. The variation blowout. New South Wales. Fair trading data shows variation disputes are among the most common tribunal cases. A reasonable variation fee covers the actual work plus 10 to 15% for administration. But some builders use variations as profit generators, charging 30 to 50% markup on changes. Get every variation in writing with itemized costs. Number 2. Provisional sum abuse. This is real and documented. Provisional sums should only apply to items genuinely impossible to price accurately up front, like excavation, where ground conditions are unknown. New South Wales. Fair Trading warns that some builders systematically underquote provisional sums to win contracts, then blow them out later. In one 2024 NCAT case, a family faced $87,000 in provisional sum increases on a $350,000 contract. Number 1. The disappearing builder. According to PCL lawyers, many homeowners don't even realize their builder has gone bankrupt for weeks. The builder stops answering calls, workers disappear from site, and suddenly you're stuck. This happened to over 2,800 families in 2024 alone. But there's one protection that could have saved most of these families, and many didn't even know they needed it. Let me be very clear about this. Domestic building insurance is not optional in Australia, it's mandatory. But thousands of homeowners still get caught without proper coverage. Here's what you need to know for 2025. New South Wales. Any building work over $20,000 requires Home Building Compensation Fund coverage. The maximum payout increased from $85,000 to $200,000 in January 2025. But there's a catch. If your builder goes bust and owes you $400,000, you're only getting $200,000 back. Victoria. Similar requirements through domestic building insurance. Coverage caps at $300,000 for policies issued recently. Queensland. Mandatory for projects over $3,300. Coverage varies by policy. The number one mistake homeowners make: paying deposits before verifying insurance. Emma Restall from PCL Lawyers says never pay a cent until you see valid insurance documentation. Take a photo of it. Verify the policy number with the insurer directly. Second mistake: not understanding what insurance actually covers. It protects you if the builder dies, disappears, or becomes insolvent. It does not cover poor workmanship while the builder is still operating. For that, you need contract protections. Here's your actual protection strategy based on 2025 Consumer Protection Guidelines. Step 1. Use NISAVUS Independent Construction Industry Rating Tool, ICIRT. It rates builders using a star system based on track record. It's free and publicly available. In other states, check fair trading complaint registers and tribunal databases. Step 2. Get minimum 3 quotes with identical scope. Don't just compare total price. Compare line by line. A reputable builder provides detailed breakdowns showing materials, labour, preliminary costs, and profit margin separately. Step 3. Understand margin versus markup. This confuses most people. If a builder quotes $250,000 for work costing $200,000, that's a 25% markup, but only a 20% gross margin. Industry standard gross margin is 10 to 20%. Anything beyond 25% should come with justification. Step 4. Never pay more than you're legally required to. In most states, maximum deposit is 10% of contract value. Some builders ask for 20 to 30%. This is a massive red flag. The building proceeds in stages with progress payments. You should never be more than one stage ahead in payments. Step 5. Use a quantity surveyor. For projects over $100,000, spending $1,800 to $3,000 for an independent quantity surveyor to review the quote can save you $20,000 to $50,000. They'll identify inflated costs immediately. Step 6. Know your tribunal right. In New South Wales, NCAT hears building disputes up to $500,000. In Victoria, VCAT has no monetary limit. Filing fees are $100 to $500, far less than court. You can represent yourself. But act quickly. You have 6 years for major defects, only 2 years for minor issues. But what about the builders who are doing the right thing? They exist, and they deserve recognition. The truth is, most builders aren't getting rich. At 5% net profit margin, a builder needs to complete 20 projects a year just to make a decent living. When one project goes wrong, a client delays, materials spike, or a subcontractor abandons work, that entire year's profit can vanish. Homestead Homes in Sydney reports that for a typical $1 million custom home, builders make $100,000 to $200,000 gross profit. That sounds like a lot, until you realize they're carrying $500,000 to $800,000 in overhead, staff, insurance, equipment, vehicles, office, warranties, and cash flow gaps while waiting for payment. The real problem isn't that all builders are greedy, it's that the system makes it incredibly risky to build homes in Australia right now. Labour costs are rising 3.5% annually. Material costs jumped 27% in 3 years. Interest rates increased construction financing costs. And fixed-price contracts mean builders carry all the risk. So who's actually making money? The answer might surprise you. According to industry analysis, the companies profiting most aren't builders. They're suppliers, developers who flip land, and the insurance companies collecting premiums while capping payouts. So what's the solution? The industry needs fundamental reform, better payment protections, realistic contract structures, and stronger licensing enforcement. But reform takes years, and you're building now. Here's what you can do today. First, download our free building quote analyzer from the description. It's based on actual New South Wales fair trading and NCAT guidelines. Enter your quote details, and it flags potential overcharges based on 2025 industry standards. Second, bookmark these resources. Any South Wales fair trading, Fair Work Commission for award rate state tribunal websites, consumer protection agencies. Third, if you're already in a dispute, don't wait. The Australian Small Business Ombudsman reports that 40% of requests involve slow-paying debtors and payment disputes. Document everything. Save every email, text, and quote. Take photos weekly. This evidence is critical for tribunal cases. Fourth, share this video with anyone planning to build or renovate. The more homeowners understand their rights, the harder it becomes for the few bad actors to operate. The Australian construction industry is at a breaking point. Over 400,000 businesses operate in this sector, employing hundreds of thousands of Australians. When builders go bankrupt, families lose homes, workers lose jobs, and suppliers lose payments. Everyone suffers. But by understanding the real costs, recognizing red flags, demanding transparency, and using proper protections, you can successfully build or renovate without becoming another statistic. In our next video, we're breaking down exactly how to read a building contract, the specific clauses that protect you and the ones that leave you exposed. We analysed 50 contracts that ended up in NCAT to find the pattern. What we discovered will change how you negotiate. Subscribe and hit the notification bell. The construction industry is complex, but you deserve to understand it.